We're driving a Volkswagen ID Buzz. If you have a family and you want to haul them in an electric vehicle, is there any better choice than this thing?
Here's how much the ID Buzz costs.
Sweetie, I know you're gonna gush. Get gushing.
It looks so good with the tan and the cream.
Oh, you call that tan? I kind of think of it as like peach. We'll call it peach Snapple.
That's a good name for it.
There are a lot of hard materials in here, but it's certainly more cleanable, which speaks to this is a very practical interior.
We each get our own phone zone.
And then I also have one up front here by my driver knee. We've got USB ports in all 3 rows.
Generous dash storage, lots of storage in the doors. Where we are lacking a bit is cup holders.
We've got the 2 fold-down cup holders up front. But if you go to that second row, there's basically no cup holders. You can throw an enclosed bottle in the doors.
Or you can move the buzz box, which can sit in any row, to the second row.
This is how I know you've been fully indoctrinated in ID Buzz world, because you're calling it the Buzz Box, which is the branded term instead of just like that weird center console thing. You can move it to 3 different positions.
You can make a cup holder with one of the removable attachments in the Buzz Box. It's not a great cup holder, but it is a bottle opener.
And then the other one is like an ice scraper.
Once you've moved it back there, you have so much room to store a giant bag of gear or whatever you like to haul with you.
Kiddo, how do you find climbing forward and back between the seats?
Really easy.
The Easter eggs that they've put in here are tasteful. Sometimes you can overdo them. Over here on the door, these controls, it's the same thing Volkswagen has done in other places where you have to push a button to activate the rear windows with the same switches, but it's a capacitive control and it is very inconsistent to use. And then up front here, you got a little rotary thing. In full light, it's really hard to tell which one is selected. Moving to the seats, I find them to be comfortable for long haul driving, plenty adjustable. They're standard power 12-way ventilated, heated, and massaging seats. Seated behind my ideal front seat position, there is a lot of space in the second row. Seated behind that position, a lot of space in the third row. One trick in that third row though, when you put the headrest up for an adult, it's too high for a kid. And then if it's in the lowered position, it's too low for a kid. Kiddo, did I accurately represent your experience in the third row?
Mm-hmm.
What about climbing in and out, like getting into the third row? Any problems?
No problems here.
The second row moves out of the way in a tilting function that creates a huge pass through to the third row. You could leave a booster seat in place. If you have the seat moved forward to get people in, it gets to a certain point when you're sliding it back and then you have to pull the lever again to get it to release all the way. That requires a little bit of grip strength and that might be challenging for some. I was hanging out charging this thing. I was sitting in the third row with the second row down with my legs up on it. And I wish for a little bit more relaxed lean when you're just hanging out. But those third row seats do slide, which gives you some flexibility for apportioning cargo and human space. Second row, same deal. Slide and recline. More generous recline in the second row. If you go with the base rear wheel drive single motor version, you have a 7-passenger interior. And that flat floor would be really helpful for leg space in that middle position. Kiddo, how do you find the second row seating position? Are you comfortable?
Oh yeah. The seats are so wide and big.
The ID Buzz looks cool, but in function, it's like a minivan. It's got those sliding side doors. We also have the optional foot activation feature, which works on the side doors as well as the cargo area. Those worked first kick every time, and they both open and close the vehicle. So if you have an arm full of baby or groceries or firewood, you can just kick it, the door will slide right closed. Moving to the cargo area, we have 18.6 cubic feet of space behind the third row. We have the optional FlexBoard cargo management system, just like a little board that flips up and down, and then some boxes. That FlexBoard system does make a flat load floor. You can also remove the third row seats. You got to remove the FlexBoard first. Those third row seats, very easy to remove, but they are heavy. So bring your strapping dad strength. The second row seats fold down, but they do not remove. But with the other stuff pulled out of the way, there's a lot of cargo space. One curiosity, I was looking through the owner's manual, and they made mention of a spare tire, but they don't tell you where it is. And based on packaging, I can't imagine where it possibly could go. What I can tell you is that in our tester, we have a tire repair kit. Now, sweetie, tell us, what is the car seat situation?
There are lower anchors and top tethers in all 4 seats back there. Super simple to snap in. I'm 5'2", behind a workable front seat position for myself. There's room for a rear-facing car seat. There is also room for a rear-facing car seat in the third row.
As for safety, neither the NHTSA nor IIHS have rated the ID Buzz just yet, but I can say that the Euro NCAP testing showed this thing to be a 5-star vehicle over there. Plus, we have a full suite of active driver assist technology, plus 7 airbag standard family. What do we think? Is the Volkswagen ID Buzz family friendly?
With a base price of over $50,000, it is rich family friendly.
Rear window test.
Surprise!
All the way back?
All the way side.
Boop.
Really confusing.
Armrest. armrest test. Driving in a comfortable 8 and 4, I got an armrest here, and you can adjust it to all these different positions, good squish factor. And then what's funny is I was driving this thing for a while, and I didn't realize there's another armrest on this side. Bam! Second armrest. 2 adjustable armrests, easy access to the steering wheel. I'm going full marks.
Whoa.
100%. Let's move onward to style. Man, we are threading the needle between retro and futuristic.
I appreciate with the headlights that they went with more of a modern lighted element than the old school round ones. I think that really brings it into a futurism space.
Nostalgia has a limited shelf life. Here we have a shape that, at least by its essence, it's quite functional. You got a box. It's not just nostalgia that's driving the affinity people have for it. And boy, they do have it for it, because a lot of people have come up and asked us, what is that? When did they make it? Oh, it's electric? We'll talk more about that in a second.
Based on the colors it comes in, it really looks like a toy. That's part of the appeal, why people go into such a childlike state when they come up to you.
Hey, are you making fun of me?
Not at all. We all want to get back into that joyful childlike state.
It's true, everybody wishes they were you, kiddo. A couple exterior details I really like. Short front and rear overhangs. Even though they're fake, I kind of like the rear vents on the pillar. 20-inch wheels come standard. We have 6.3 inches of ground clearance. Oh, and one interesting bit, they offer a retractable tow hitch. We don't have it, but we do have the hole where it could go. 2 quick surprises about the exterior of the Volkswagen ID Buzz. Item 1, it is weirdly aerodynamic. It's a 0.29 drag coefficient for something that's essentially a brick. Yeah, I know it's tapered at the front, but still, that's pretty sleek. And then, if you go back here, you cannot see behind this wheel cover, but there are rear drum brakes. And I didn't even know they made those anymore. Now, in an electric car, most of that regenerative braking function means that the rear brakes aren't doing much. Still, sort of surprising. One last surprise, how quick this flying eyes ad's going to be. If you're curious why these are great for pilots, motorcyclists, or drivers just like you, click the link in the description below. And if you use the promo code Micah, you can save 10%. Oh man, I kind of fumbled that last word, but everything else was good. We'll leave it at that. When you see something like this in pictures, it's really hard to know how it will look in person. We feel really positive about its in-person persona. The big question is, how will that wear over time? And also, what do you think? Do you like the look of the Volkswagen ID Buzz? Good thing, bad thing, somewhere in between? Tell us in the comment section. Also, thank you. Thank you for watching this video, subscribing, liking, leaving a kind comment, or at least a thoughtful comment. Whatever you do to support us, we appreciate it. Moving onward to In Motion. What is comfortable ride quality? You might think it's like soft and pillowy and stuff, but to me, true comfort is minimizing how harsh the road feels while also controlling the body, especially in a family hauler like this. What you don't want is like floppy movements and that kind of stuff. All of that is leading to, this is a comfortable riding van. I really liked commuting in the ID Buzz and then making our way up to our mountain community on these winding mountain roads. It's kind of fun to steer the ID Buzz. You got that battery mounted nice and low. That means all the weight sits low. That means that the thing handles comfortably, competently. When you see a vehicle with this kind of large footprint, you think, oh, I bet that thing is lumbering when you steer it. It is not. We have the dual motor version, and in terms of power,
Yikes.
it's not like the fastest electric vehicle you're gonna drive, but it's a lot faster than any Volkswagen van prior. In terms of drive modes, you've got Eco, Comfort, Sport, there's a custom mode, and then with the dual motor version, like we're driving here, there's a traction mode in case you're on like a slippery surface. I'll put it in Sport and see how that feels. I love too that the visualization here is a racetrack. If you are the person who takes your ID Buzz to a racetrack, God bless you. By my shirt, you can tell how cool I think it is to race vans.
Remember when you took the minivan to the racetrack?
Oh wait, yeah, I am talking about myself. Insert KBB review clip here.
Oh boy.
All right, back to comfort. If you're driving and you put it into D, then when you come off the accelerator, you kind of coast. If you flip it one more time into B mode, B as in brake, it adds regenerative brake function. But as you'll see here, I'm coming to a stop and we will never stop. We will just keep creeping here. I wouldn't mind if they added a one-pedal drive mode. With all that on the table, I'm gonna use the brake pedal. Let's see if I can come to a Micah Muzio smooth limo stop. Braking, 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 oh so gentle. Brake pedal feels a little artificial at that kind of steady, oh God. It just keeps going.
We're just creeping.
I'm really trying to, okay.
Oh, very smooth once we finally stopped.
Ultimately, I did get a very smooth stop, but I was like trying to add, and it was just like, Managing that creep function in the ID Buzz is a little bit tricky, but apparently you can get it to a smooth stop if you really try. That's what I think about driving the ID Buzz. What does Sweetie think? Evie's at the wheel, and I've placed her in a very uncomfortable position, which is kind of around a corner. So when you're ready, just go that way with whatever haste you need.
Oh, that wasn't bad. I was really hyping myself up about nothing.
But isn't that like almost every event?
Yeah. Power off the line is so good in this thing. It's really speedy.
And you got that dual motor all-wheel drive, so all 4 tires are working together to get you moving. How do you find driving this thing around? Because it's a pretty big vehicle.
Figuring out where the edges of the vehicle are was really intimidating at first. But once I got that figured out, I love driving it.
Also, the side picture is odd. You have like this whole cab that goes forward and then these little quarter windows. To me, this is what I imagine it's like. Actually, I have been in the Goodyear blimp, but it is kind of like this. On that note, how is visibility?
Visibility is great all around.
What about cornering?
Yeah, the steering is great. Super responsive, not too heavy.
How did you find like the start and stop of the vehicle?
I have a special use case for it because I was attempting to get footage of all the functions in the interior. The fact that it won't just stay on, I found very irritating.
When we were doing all of our video in the vehicle, it kept turning itself on and off and like beeping at us and this kind of stuff. And you're probably thinking like, well, that's a really specific use case. You guys are shooting a video. Because the thing is so roomy and so functional, I suspect a lot of people will be crawling in the vehicle and maybe just want it on.
There is a start button, which helps accommodate some of that.
If you put your in that seat, it's gonna think you're ready to go. And then as soon as you get out, it's like, oh, never mind, we're off. Makes me wonder if I can dig deep enough into this menu to turn off that butt detector. Just gonna leave that long pause in the edit. Hey, sweetie, if we were in the market for an electric family hauler, are there any game killers that would keep you from buying and driving a Volkswagen ID Buzz?
No game killers here.
Sweetie loves it. I'm getting back in the driver's seat. Let's move onward to remarks. Infotainment, we have a standard 12.9-inch screen, and then we have a 5.3-inch digital gauge cluster. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto smartphone connectivity comes standard, and I can attest to the fact that Apple CarPlay connected quite quickly and no problem.
I don't often enjoy having the HVAC in the screen, but the way this is set up, I had no problems using it while I was driving even. There are little dividers between the capacitive controls, so very easy to slide or tap if you'd like a more precise measurement.
Or accidentally put my temperature on 85 degrees while yours is on 64.
Oops. See, slide it right on over. I also appreciate that it doubles as a thumb rest while you're operating the rest of the system. Easy to reconfigure, has these shortcuts at the top of the screen.
I'm a little less jazzed on the capacitive interface, but with experience, it's workable. The screen interface, though, I find it relatively easy to use, though some items are a bit buried. For example, if you want to activate the 360-degree camera system, it'll automatically come on when you put it in reverse, but if you're like coming into a parking spot, you have to hit the top left little 8-square indicator thing and then hit parking and then tap on camera.
I also wish there was a shortcut for the camera. Perhaps you can add one up here. Special thing about shortcuts. Oh, that's where it is. Parking.
Okay, we paused, did a little bit of experimentation, and you can indeed put that as a kind of a persistent sub-menu item up top, but only the parking version, so then it goes to parking and then you have to add camera. And as long as we're paused, I'll note that the 360-degree camera system looks fine and you got a ton of different images. And as we make our way out here, I'll note that having capacitive controls on the steering wheel, it's pretty easy to activate things that you don't mean to activate.
That's my thing.
Now a test inspired by my buddy Brian. What's under the hood of the Volkswagen ID Buzz? So here's how you open the hood. Flips down in a fun way. There's a little strappy-doo holding it in place. And there's really nothing of value under there except the windshield washer reservoir. And if you're wondering what the VW ID Buzz's horn sounds like, all right, let's talk engine choices. The basic ID Buzz includes a single motor rear wheel drive setup, and then there's the dual motor version that we've had, which they call 4Motion. More power, barely less range. If you want to tow with your VW ID Buzz, it's 2,600 pounds max with rear wheel drive, 3,500 with all wheel drive. For charging, there's a 91 kilowatt hour lithium ion battery in all trims. It can charge at a max 200 kilowatt rate if you're using a DC quick charge. That means 10 to 80% in 26 minutes.
Sweetie, please share our trim recommendation.
I will. Our trim recommendation is which trim will give you the essential features you'd regret not getting in a Volkswagen ID Buzz, but at the lowest possible price. The base single motor Pro S trim includes everything you need, including power sliding doors and a tailgate, 3-zone climate control, heated and ventilated front seats, a heated steering wheel, and smart key access, plus the best range of the lineup. One note, if you go with the base Pro S trim, that really limits your color choices, and I think this is one of those vehicles where you do not want your color choices limited. So we'd suggest maybe spending an extra $3,500 to go with the Pro S Plus. That opens up a world of color choices. If you're ready to buy a VW ID Buzz of your very own, click the Kelley Blue Book pricing link in the description below to learn what you should spend on an ID Buzz and how much you can get for your current car on trade-in. Going back to this video's original premise, is this the ultimate family hauler if you want to drive your family in an EV?
Question, does your version of Ultimate include fun style?
If you like your style coupled with a very roomy interior and some impressive practical touches, then yes, this very much could be the ultimate EV for hauling a family. However, I should note that by electric vehicle standards, range is just okay. And if you want to haul 7 people in an electric vehicle, there are cheaper ways to do it. If you're looking for an electric minivan alternative to the Volkswagen ID Buzz, there really isn't one. But there are plenty of efficient minivan alternatives, including the Toyota Sienna with its standard hybrid powertrain and the plug-in hybrid version of the Chrysler Pacifica. Potentially competitive electric family haulers include the Rivian R1S or the Kia EV9, which has a starting price $5,000 lower than the ID Buzz. Did we miss any remarks? If so, tell us in the comment section. And actually, sweet, I'm going to give you one more chance to make your own remark. How much do you love the ID Buzz?
I love it so much. I wish I had a bigger family so I could justify the purchase.
Would you like to be an adopted Muzio? Tell us in the comment section. And now it is our daughter's time to shine. Child, can you tell us what is your favorite feature in the Volkswagen ID Buzz?
The electric roof.
Well, it's an electrochromic roof. It's opaque, and now it's still opaque because sometimes it's difficult to use. Is it open? Is it closed? Okay.
And you, I think, need a button
There we
in the
go.
driver's seat to make it work, which is annoying.
So you can make it go translucent or opaque with a little slider here. A single button that is definitively yes or no would be easier. Nonetheless, the roof itself is incredibly cool. It's as close to magic as you're gonna find in a car. Family, I think we've done a good job reviewing the Volkswagen ID Buzz. May I have a 5 way back there? Oh, that's okay. You handed me my lip balm. Thank you. And a 5. And you, come get your high 5. I can't reach you. And now please enjoy our AI-generated synopsis song about the Volkswagen ID Buzz.
The VI Buzz is still alive like a sports car.